Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. And in today's video I'm going to be jumping on Squiggle, and I'm going to be doing pretty much a yearly tradition on the channel. I'm going to be predicting every single game of the 2023 AFL season here on this ladder predictor. I'm going to go through my final series to see hypothetically who I think, how I think the AFL ladder will shape out next year. If you do enjoy the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new, and let's get right into it. So, literally there's no basis on these predictions, considering it's too early to really tell anything or get a feel for the teams. So basically I'm going to chuck a lot of upsets in there, so if I somehow, it won't happen, but if I somehow tip North Melbourne to beat Geelong, if you're a Geelong fan, don't get offended. I'm just putting upsets in there for no reason. I mean, not for no reason, but to spice things up, because, you know, there's always a lot of upsets in a typical AFL season. So let's get right into this, starting off with Richmond Carlton. I'm going to be whizzing through all the predictions, because we don't have all day to get through 24 rounds of AFL football. Richmond Carlton. I'm going to go the Tigers in a close one. The Blues definitely have the capabilities to win this game, but Richmond looking unbelievable nick this year. I'm going to go the Cats in their premiership flag unveiling by 16 points. North Melbourne West Coast, I'm going to go the Roos by 15 points. Port Adelaide Brisbane, I'm actually going to go the Power at home by 2 points and a thriller. 2 points. Melbourne vs Western Bulldogs, I'll go the Ds by 27. Gold Coast Sydney, I'm going to go the Suns like an upset here at Metricon. I think the Suns can get it done there. GWS Adelaide, I'm going to go the Crows by 22. Hawthorn Essendon, I'm going to go Essendon by 16. And Saints Dockers, I'm going to go Dockers by 14. Here we go, round 2, Blues and the Cats at the MCG. I'm going to go the Cats by 20. Lions Ds, I'm going to go the Lions by 11. Collingwood Port Adelaide by 10. Adelaide Richmond, you know what? Upset Central. Adelaide by 6. I think we're going to get it done. Adelaide just seemed to play very well at the Adelaide Oval, and actually beat Richmond at the Adelaide Oval in 2022. Bulldogs St Kilda. This is a 50-50 coin flip. I'm actually going to go the Saints to get their first win under Ross Long. I don't think Ross Long will start his tenure 0-2. Fremantle, by 40, you'd say. Sydney vs Hawthorn. I'm not even sure what I'm thinking about that. Hawthorn by not 25, by fucking 50. That'll be shellacking. Essendon vs Gold Coast. I'm just going to go Essendon at Marvel. I do rate Gold Coast this year, but I'll go the Dons. West Coast GWS. I'm just going to go the Eagles at Optus by 4 points. So we've only got 4 winless teams after round 2. Carlton, GWS, Bulldogs, Hawthorn. That's surprising. Now let's get into Bulldogs and Brisbane. I'm going to go to the Lions by 17. Collingwood versus Richmond. What a contest. Oh my god. I'm going to go to the Tigers by 15 though. Hawthorn against North Melbourne. I'm going to go the Roos. GWS Carlton by 33. St Kilda Essendon, Saints by 18. Port Adelaide Crows, Port by 33. Gold Coast Cats by 32. D's Swans, D's by 17. Dockers Eagles, the Dockers have a real easy fixture to start the season. And I'll go us by 5 goals. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Freo topped the ladder after round 6, considering our fixture to start the season. It's ridiculous. Probably the best in the comp to start the season, then it gets a lot harder. Brisbane vs Collingwood. Brisbane. North vs Carlton. Adelaide Freo. I back the Dockers. A close one though. Richmond Bulldogs. Richmond. Bulldogs are 0-4. My lord. Saints Suns. Saints. Swans Port. Swans. Bombers Giants. I'll go the Bombers. Eagles D's. I'll go the D's by 42. They always like playing West Coast at Optus. Geelong Hawthorn. Easter Monday's always close. Hawthorn won it last year, but I think Geelong will blow this out. Adelaide Carlton, give us an upset. Give us the Crows at the Adelaide Oval. Happened last year, will happen again. I love Adelaide at the Adelaide Oval. They're one of the most underrated teams in the comp. That team at that ground. Freo Gold Coast at Norwood. Close, I reckon, 9. Should beat Gold Coast. So Sydney, Richmond, Adelaide Oval. Fuck, it's a plot twist. I'm going to go the Sydney, Richmond, Adelaide. I'm going to go Richmond because I think Richmond are a better team at the Adelaide Oval. North Melbourne, Brisbane in the Adelaide Hills. Who knows? You know, silly season. North Melbourne get a win because it's in the Adelaide Hills and we never know what could happen there. Essendon versus Melbourne. Oh, Melbourne are good at the Adelaide Oval. They're very good at the Adelaide Oval. Port Adelaide versus Western Bulldogs. I'm going to go Port. Geelong, West Coast. Oh, Geelong. Hawthorn, GWS. Fucking who knows how good they are at Norwood Oval. They're both shit. I'm going to go Hawthorn. The Bulldogs fall to the bottom of the table, my lord. St Kilda, Collingwood. And that's the end of round 5. So we've got Geelong, Freo, Melbourne, Richmond, Port Adelaide, Brisbane, St Kilda, Adelaide at the top 8. Essendon and North, 9th and 10th. Oh my god. Freo against the Bulldogs, I'd say Freo. Port Adelaide against West Coast, Port Adelaide. Moving to the top 4, I actually think Port Adelaide will be really good next year. GWS against Brisbane. It's at Monica, which is making me think I'm going to go Giants, actually. Upset season. Cats, Swans. Cardinia Park. Grand final rematch. Cats by 5 goals. I think that's the sort of game the Cats like to blow out. Look at the Cats percentage, by the way. 140. That's ridiculous. Hawthorn Adelaide at York Park. I'm going to go Hawthorn by 16, actually. Down in Tassie. Carlton St Kilda. Carlton. Gold Coast North. Gold Coast. Melbourne Richmond. Collingwood Essendon. Collingwood. Yeah. So Collingwood move their way into the top 8 there. St Kilda, Port Adelaide. Go on, go Saints. Go on the Saints. Brisbane, Freo. Yeah, Brisbane will give us a reality check there. Sydney, Gold Coast. Sydney, GWS, Sydney. Bulldogs. Yeah, Bulldogs pick up their first win of the season here. A big one. They'll like that. Melbourne versus North Melbourne. And West Coast Carlton. I was trying to find a way for an upset to happen, but no. Essendon versus Geelong. MCG silly season. The Bombers get the job done. Richmond Gold Coast. Silly season again. Gold Coast have been Richmond at Marvel before. It will happen again. I want upsets because it's realistic when there's a lot of upsets in the footy season. Adelaide Collingwood. Crows. Go on. Here we go. Fucking Collingwood 13th. My lord, I think they'll drop off. I'm just not sure how that bar they'll drop off when I do this ladder predictor. Carlton versus Brisbane. Carlton. Richmond versus West Coast. Richmond. Geelong. Adelaide. Lord, Geelong. Gold Coast versus Melbourne. I'm gonna go the Suns. Are gonna upset there. GWS versus Bulldogs. Go on, Giants. Getting another Monica win. Hawthorn, Freo will probably drop one of these games, but I think you can't tip against Hawthorn at home. Port Adelaide versus Essendon. I promise you, Freo's fixture gets a lot harder than this because these first rounds you'd expect us to go 7-1. Like, they're ridiculously easy. I heavily doubt we'll finish in the top 2, let alone the top 4. So yeah, I don't think this will stick around for much longer. Port Adelaide, Essendon. Port Adelaide. Collingwood, Sydney. Oh, you'd go the Pies, wouldn't you? Sydney have dropped down too. Jesus. North St Kilda. That's the end. That's actually we'll go through the ladder at the end of round 10. Richmond versus Geelong. MCG. I'll go the Tiggies. West Coast, Gold Coast. Going on a West Coast upset. Sydney, Freo. Sydney. We haven't played the SCG in yonks. And Sydney at the SCG. North Melbourne Port, give us a North upset down in Tassie. North Cog are up 4-5 under Clarko. Hawthorn versus Melbourne gives another upset. Hawthorn. Brisbane, Essendon. Carlton Bulldogs. Adelaide Saints. Go Adelaide. I really rate Adelaide next year, by the way. Collingwood Giants. Port Adelaide Melbourne. Port at home. North Sydney. North. And now at Mars, Bulldogs, Crows. I'm looking at the Bulldogs' poor form. Give us the Crows. And a little bit of an upset. Crows into 6th. My lord. I promise you, I don't know how the Dogs are 1-9. It just falls like that. Fucking hell. The Dogs fans won't be happy with me, will they? Dockers, Cats. Nah, Cats by 40. They'll they'll give us one. We're starting to slump a little bit here. Brisbane versus Suns. Brisbane. Essendon, Richmond. Give us Richmond. Hawthorn, West Coast. Give us Hawthorn. Carlton, Collingwood. Carlton are top 4 here. GWS, St Kilda. Give me a St Kilda. So that is the ladder after round 10. We've got Geelong, Richmond, Carlton, and Fremantle rounding out the top 4. Then we've got Brisbane, Port Adelaide, St Kilda, Adelaide. Sydney season, silly season's coming out here. Then we've got somehow Melbourne in 9th, then Sydney, Collingwood, Gold Coast, Hawthorn, Essendon, North Melbourne, GWS, West Coast, and the Bulldogs. What the fuck? I mean, we always have one of these teams that drops, so maybe I'm correct, but fucking hell. I think the Bulldogs will drop. It's unlikely they drop here, but apparently that's what the ladder predictor is saying. Sydney versus Carlton. Sydney, definitely at the SCG. Saints, Hawks, Saints into the top 4, tell me how. Melbourne at the G. I'm actually doing a custom score for this, fuck it. 165-32, it could be bad. That's going to be the biggest win of the season, I predict. Suns, Bulldogs. That's a TIO. Give me the Suns. It's against I'm sorry, Dogs fans. I'm not sure what's happening here. Eagles, Dons. Give me the Eagles. Tigers, Power Tigers. At Docklands, I'd love to say North, but pass. Adelaide, Brisbane. And, okay. Freo down to 6th. Oh no. Melbourne versus Carlton. Give me the D's. Port Adelaide, Hawthorn. Give me the Power. Eagles, Pies. Give me the Pies. Dogs, Cats. You know what? Dogs go beat the Cats. The Dogs fans have had enough of me. I'm giving you one. The Dogs. Suns. Crows down at TIO. And the Suns will pick up back-to-back TIO wins. Giants, Tigers. Sydney Showgrounds. Give me GWS. We want a few upsets here. Dons, Roos. Marvel. Give me the Roos. I actually think the Roos will be this good, but they've ended up in 13th in my ladder predictor. Oh, I reckon Swans will smash the Saints there. Bulldogs, Power. Give me the Bulldogs. They'll regain better form mid-season. I think they'll do like a more extreme version of what Port Adelaide did in 2022. I don't think they'll make top 8, but they'll hit a run of form. Hawthorn, Brisbane. Give me the Hawks. I know Brisbane did beat Melbourne at the MCG in the finals, but still not great at the ground. West Coast are very good at the Adelaide Oval. I'm going to give them a win. Fuck it. There you go, Eagles. Freo, Richmond. You know what? It's going to be back-to-back draws between these two sides. And I did this video last year and played a clip of when I predicted Freo, Richmond. This is madness. At the Docklands, neither team is good here. Richmond are crap at the Docklands. Freo are crap at the Docklands. I go a draw. We haven't had a draw in a long time, so I might as well tip a draw. I'm going to do it again. A draw. It's going to be the first draw of the season. Richmond, Freo. There we go. Let's go happen. Back-to-back years between these two sides. North Melbourne Giants. North. Carlton Bombers. Carlton. Melbourne Pies. Melbourne. Port Adelaide, Geelong. Adelaide Oval, give me the Cats. Oh, sorry, the Power. I know I'm chucking upsets here. Silly season. Brisbane, Swans, Brisbane. Giants, Dockers. Dockers, get rid of their horrible run of form. Give me the Tigers and the Saints. Give me a Tiger. Give me a Blue Suns. Give me a Roos, Dogs. Cats, D's, Cats. Saints, Lions, give me a Saints. Swans, Eagles, give me a Swans by a lot. Dockers, Dons, give me Dockers by a lot. Pies, Crows, give me Pies by a lot. Suns, Hawks, give me Suns by a lot. Fucking hell. Brisbane, Richmond, this will be a tough one. I'm going to go the Lions by 1. Essendon, Port Adelaide, MCG, give me the Power. Gold Coast, Collingwood. Metricon. Give me the Suns. I like me upsets and I like the Suns in the top 8. Hawthorn, Blues. Carlton. Sydney, Geelong, SCG. I reckon it's going to be a reverse. I reckon the Swans are going to get done in a close one. 3 points. Bulldogs, Dockers. Dockers in a shaky patch of form. Dogs in good form. I'm going to go off real life basis so the Dogs fans can be happy at me again. Dogs by 19. Crows against Roos. Crows. D's Giants. Alice Springs, you know what? Fuck all of you, Giants. Eagles Saints. And there we go. We're getting to the tipsy end of the season here. It goes Richmond, Geelong, Fremantle. I don't actually think we'll finish this high. We have a tough end to the season though. Richmond, Geelong, Fremantle, Sydney, Carlton, Brisbane, Port Adelaide, Gold Coast. And just missing out is St Kilda, Melbourne, and Collingwood. God. Brisbane, West Coast, Brisbane. Essendon, Adelaide. Give me, oh, that's a tough one. Give me Essendon, I reckon they'll get a win back. Geelong North. It won't be that big. It'll be Geelong by 5 goals. GWS Hawthorn. They'll both be bad. I'll go the Giants considering they're playing at home only because of that. Richmond versus Sydney. Give me the Tigers. St Kilda, Melbourne. Give me the... No, I can't do that actually. D's. Dogs, Pies. Dogs. They're a good patch of form here, the Dogs. Could they make a late finals push? Port Adelaide, Gold Coast. I didn't mean to click that. I was going to get them. I was going to get them by about that much anyway. Dockers, Blues. Oh, Dockers are a close one because they're at home. Here we go. So that's now the ladder there. Carlton only just sneaking into the top 8 there. Port Adelaide pushing for top 4. And looking to push their way into the 8. You've got Gold Coast, St Kilda. Collingwood will win off. Jeez. We've got Carlton and Port. I'll go the Blues. Pies and the Dockers. The Pies will be hungry for a win here. I'm going to go the Pies. Cats and the Bombers. Big one for the Cats. Suns and the Saints at Metricon. I'm going to have to go Gold Coast. Melbourne, Brisbane. Melbourne. North Melbourne, Hawthorn. North Melbourne. North Melbourne 13th. Fucking hell. Sydney Bulldogs. I'm going to go the Swannies. Adelaide Giants. Adelaide. Eagles, Tigers. Tigers are a close one. Eagles will take it to them. And now Brisbane, Geelong next round. Give me a Lion. Carlton, Eagles, Carlton. Essendon, Dogs. Bombers upset. Giants, Suns, Giants upset. D's, Crows. D's. Richmond, Hawthorn. Richmond. Saints, Roos. Oh, Saints. And then you've got Port Adelaide, Collingwood. It'll be tough. I'm going to go Collingwood, a close one. Away from home. Fremantle, Sydney. I'm going to go Swans. Swans, just. Anyone could win that game. What a contest. Now, round 19. Collingwood, Carlton. Collingwood, Carlton, both on great patches of form. We're going to go the Pies, like another close one. Bombers, Swans. I'm going to go... Fuck it. The Bombers are in a good vein of form here. Cats, Dockers. We can't do it twice in a row. We won't get smashed, but we can't win twice in a row there. Suns, Lions. Suns. Hawks, Saints. Saints. Richmond, Melbourne. Richmond. Look how good they are. Bulldogs, Giants. Bulldogs, yeah. Adelaide versus Port Adelaide. I'm going to go with... give us an Adelaide. West Coast, North. Give us West Coast at home. And that's the end of round 20 now. Let's have a look at this ladder. Richmond on top with Geelong, Melbourne and Sydney rounding out the top 4. Then we've got Carlton, Brisbane, Collingwood and Gold Coast. My lord. Then just on the bubble out of the 8 is St Kilda, Fremantle and Port Adelaide. And an outside chance is Adelaide. Pretty much eliminated is the Bulldogs, Essendon and below. Here we go. Okay, on the wooden spoon at the moment is West Coast. And I'm going to tip the Bombers to win this one. Geelong, Port, Geelong. Giants, Swans. Give me a Giants upset at the Sydney Showgrounds, you know. Hawks, Pies. Hawks. Oh, sorry, Pies. Pies into top 4, jeez. Melbourne. Saints, Pies. Give me... I'm going to go the Saints, you know. I'm going to go the Saints. Bulldogs. Actually, no, I'm not. I've just rethought. I'm going to go the Blues. Dogs, Tigers at the Docklands. Give me the Bulldogs, you know. The Crows and the Suns. Give me the Crows. Give me the Lions and the Dockers. Lions. Dockers might not make the 8 here. Second last round starts. Blues D's. Jeez. What a game. Blues. Controversial. Brisbane Crows, Brisbane. Collingwood, Geelong. We've got the Pies at the G. Hawthorn Bulldogs at... Oh yeah, give me the Hawks from at Lonnie. North Melbourne, Essendon. The Dons are in a good vein of form here. Saints, Tigers at Docklands. Give me the Saints. They're still pushing for top 8. Sydney, Gold Coast, Sydney. Port Adelaide Giants. Port Adelaide, who have somehow dropped all the way down here. Port Adelaide. West Coast Dockers. West Coast. Oh, sorry, Fremantle. This is going to be a spicy last round. Heading into the last round, the top 8 is Richmond, Geelong, Carlton, Brisbane, Collingwood, Melbourne, Sydney, St Kilda. Lord. Here we go. Collingwood, Brisbane. That's Docklands. I'm going to go Brisbane. Gold Coast, Carlton at Carrara. I'm going to go the Suns. Into the 8, the Suns. Jesus. Gold Coast, Essendon at the Sydney Showgrounds. Give me the Giants. Melbourne, Hawthorn. Give me the D's. Richmond North. Give me the Tigers. Saints, Cats. You've got to go with the Cats there. Dogs, Eagles. You've got to go with the Dogs. Adelaide Swans. Give me Sydney. Fremantle, Port Adelaide. You'd probably got to go with Freo. Oh, there's a round 24. I forgot. There's a round 24. They're lagging into the last round now. Richmond, Geelong, Brisbane, Melbourne, Sydney, Carlton, Collingwood, Fremantle. Just outside, Gold Coast, St Kilda, Port Adelaide, Western Bulldogs, Essendon, GWS, North Melbourne, Hawthorn, West Coast. To be fair, I think Port Adelaide will make the 8s. I'm not sure how accurate this is, because there are a few calls here that I disagree with. Brisbane Saints, Lions. Carlton, GWS. I'm going to go with the Blues to fire into the top 4 there. I'm going to go the Bombers. Fuck it. Upset. Cats, Dogs, Cats. Hawthorn, Dockers. Oh, we haven't played the Hawks at G in ages. I'd still probably back us though. That's 17. May as well in the 5th. I'll take that. North Gold Coast. You know what? Gold Coast. It's not going to be enough to make the 8 though. Swans, D's. Swans. Aaron to the top 4. Sydney. Port Adelaide, Richmond. Port Adelaide. That's not going to be enough. West Coast to Adelaide. Oh, West Coast, I guess. Fuck it. And there we go. That is my final ladder. And I don't know how I feel about it, because when I do my ladder predictions, it's probably going to be a lot different to this. So do not abuse me. We've got Geelong on top. Richmond, Brisbane, and Sydney making it the top 4. Carlton 5th. Freo 6th. Melbourne 7th. Collingwood 8th. Just outside, we've got Gold Coast, Port Adelaide, St Kilda, Essendon. Okay, a few things I would change. I probably won't have Sydney in my top 4. Carlton and Fremantle are around the same positions I have them. I wouldn't have Melbourne that low. Collingwood's around that position for me. I'd have Port Adelaide higher. St Kilda's around there. I'd have Essendon lower. Adelaide's around there. I'll have the Bulldogs higher. And then the bottom 4's about right. So, overall, there are a few things I definitely changed and a few things I wouldn't. But let's get into these finals predictions. We've got the first qualifying final of Geelong and Sydney. Last year's grand final rematch at the MCG. You've got to go the Cats with the vein of form they're in here. Qualifying final 2. Richmond, Brisbane at the MCG. And how good the Tigers have been this season here. You've got to go the Tigers. Elimination final 1. We thought we'd have it last year. we didn't. It's going to be Carlton and Collingwood at the MCG. I'm actually going to go the Blues in that one. Elimination final 2. Fremantle and Melbourne at Optus. I'm going to go the Demons. I think the Demons look like they're going to be the better side. I really hope we can get firing next year. It's just the Dockers inside me that has no has no optimism, even though I really should. I've got a lot of optimism. It's just that false sense of security almost. Semi-final 1, Sydney against Carlton at the SCG. Give me the Swans. Semi-final 2, Brisbane against Melbourne at the Gabba. Give me the Lions. Prelim 1, Geelong, Brisbane at the MCG. Give me Brisbane. Give me the Lions. Prelim 2, Richmond, Sydney, MCG. Give me Richmond. So I've got a grand final of the Brisbane Lions and the Richmond Tigers at the MCG. And who I think is going to win the flag out of this really ordinary prediction that's probably not even going to be true when I release my actual predictions is... Brisbane. I reckon the Lions will win the flag, personally. I think the Lions will win the flag. That's what I say. Wait for my actual season predictions to find out if I'm taking the piss or not. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Let me know, how'd your lag predictor go on Squiggle? You can do it by going to predictor.squiggle.com.au and try it out for yourself. Let me know what you got down in the comment. If you are new and if you did enjoy, make sure to hit that subscribe button and leave a like on the video. And I will see you all next time. Cheers.